Welcome to part 2 of this tutorial. We are going to begin by creating some files and I'll start to show you how to copy and modify file features. So we are back into our desktop and I'm going to do an ls. We have a file called goat. I'm going to create another file, but today I want to show you a quick way of creating files. So in the file called goat, if you want to read the content of a file, you have to use a command called cat like a meow. So I hit cat goat, then hit enter. That was a mistake in the typing. Cat goat without an arrow. Cat goat. When I hit enter, there is nothing in there. There is nothing in the file called goat. It's all empty. So I want to teach you a command called echo. Echo just brings anything you say back to the terminal. If I say echo boy, you see, you get an output here called boy. Now, if I say echo, allow rice and beans, these are the entire sentence, and I put in quotation mark and I hit enter, which is the right way to put data in echo, especially when it's a string. I just hit enter. String just means text, okay? Hit enter. Look at that. I love rice and beans. So I want to write the same thing with echo. I love rice and beans. Instead of spitting it out on the terminal, I would like it to be in a file called food. So I'll put the greater than sign and I'll write food. So what's gonna happen is echo is gonna spit out everything I've written as usual, like you see over here. But instead of just leaving it on the terminal, it would not bring it to the terminal. It would send it to a file called food. This file called food doesn't exist, but it's going to create it for us and also put the content of our echo into this file. Very easy. Enter. There you go. Now we're doing ls again. You see there's a file called food. Now I want to read the content of the file called food. I'm going to do a cat food. And then when you hit enter, guess what? I love rice and beans. So you see now you're able to create a file called food and also give it some content. And there's also a command called stat. It will give you statistics for a file. Let's do stat for the file called food. Let's do stat for food. And then we hit enter. It tells us more about this file, where it's located, where we accessed it, when it was born, when it was created, and it's a regular file. Now, let's do stat for goat, because I also have a file called goat. If you don't have that file, just say touch goat and it will create the file for you. If you already have goat, when you touch code, you just change the stats. So I'm going to say stats goat and I'm going to hit enter. And then we're going to see a lot of stuff about goat and you can clearly see there's a regular empty file. While if you look over here for food, it's just a regular file, which means it has content. But when it's empty, it tells you it's a regular and an empty file. I'm going to clear my screen. So we have two files on the screen. We have food and we have goat. Instead of food, I want to name it rice because the content of food card is that I like rice and beans. So I just want to name the file rice. Okay, so there is no rice right now. So let's create, I want to copy. I'll make a copy of that file rather, and then I'll call it rice. So I do ls, we see food. I'm going to say cp to copy. That's how you copy something in Linux. Say cp, and you tell it what you want to copy. I want to copy food, and where is the new name? The next thing will be the new name for food. Let's call it rice. So I hit enter. And this is going to copy everything from food to rice. If I do ls again, you can clearly see in the beginning when we did ls, we found food and goat. Now we've done another ls right here, and we can see there's food, there's goat, there's rice. Remember, we said cp, we copied food to rice. Let's check and see if rice has the same thing like food. I'll say cat rice. I hit enter. And there you go. I love rice and beans. So we wrote something in food and then we've created a copy of it called rice. Okay, let's say we don't like the name rice. We want to rename something. If you want to rename something in Linux, use a command called mv. Mv, what do you want to rename? I want to rename rice. And what's the new name you want to give it? I want to call it meal. Okay? And I hit enter. Now let's do an ls. You see there's no rice anymore. Rice is gone. We have a meal, which means rice has been renamed to meal. That is how you rename with mv command. And that's how you also move stuff within a Linux file system. Uh, One thing I want us to look at again is we'll go ahead and we'll do a few deletes. Uh, I'm going to delete rice and oh, there's no rice. It's actually called meal right now because rice doesn't exist. So I'm going to arrow meal And doing ls we have good. I want to rm good also. Now, if you want to see other options of things you can do with copy command, remember the command called man. Man is gonna bring a manual. This is the beautiful thing about Linux. It's like you have your own Google on your screen where you can literally just say, "Hey, you know what? I want you to go ahead and tell me what this does." I can say man cp, and when you say man cp, it would show you what CP can do. So CP copy files in directory. You can read here. You don't have to use all of these options. You don't even have to memorize them. Just know that you can use manual in case you forget something to look for those answers. I can also man MV, which is used for copying and moving files, for renaming and moving files. So there you go. It can tell you more of what that does. Remember to always hit Q. Look at the bottom. It says hit Q to quit. The letter Q on your keyboard. I just hit that and then back to my terminal. Control L, I've cleared my screen. The next thing we are going to do is I like us to create two directories. One is going to be called fruits and the other is going to be called electronics. So I'm going to create a directory called electronics, and then I'm going to create another one called fruits. If I do ls, you can clearly see I have a directory called electronics and another one called fruits. So I'm going to create two files. I'm going to touch a file called mango, which is a fruit, and I'm going to touch another file called phone, which is the electronic. We do an ls-lh long listing. We can clearly see that we have food, then we have fruits, and we have electronics. So what I want to do is I want to move this mango into fruits, and since it's a folder, it's something you can put something inside. And I want to move phone into electronics. So I'm going to say mv, and what do you want to move? I want to move mango. Where do you want to send mango? I want to send mango to fruits. And if you hit the tab key, it's just going to put the forward slash in front for you. I'll just hit that and I hit enter. Now if we do an ls, you will not see mango. Why? Because mango has gone inside of fruits. Now let's move phone inside of electronics. MV phone. Where are you moving it to? Electronics. And then you hit enter. Now if you do an ls again, right here in your desktop, you cannot see uh, food. You only see fruit electronics. You can see mango or phone because you've moved them here. So I can minimize my screen and show you the graphic user interface. This is the directory we just created called fruits. If you open it, you will see that inside you have mango, and if you open this directory electronics, inside you have phone. Another thing we can do is if we wanted to verify that on the command line, um, let me go back to my terminal. We can make ls to control L to clear my screen. I'm going to do like I can cd into fruits, and then you see what's inside, and then I hit ls. You see that's mango inside. Let me cd space dot dot to reverse one level up and back to where I was on my desktop. If I do an ls again, you'll see fruit electronics. I can also do an ls on electronics. Ls, I do space, I write electronics, and then I can start the first three letters and I hit the tab key to complete it for me. There you go, and then you hit enter. It's going to show you what's under electronics. It tells you there is phone under electronics. So these are very easy way of copying files, renaming them, moving them along. So I want to delete the file called electronics, or the directory called electronics. ls. I want to delete electronics. And my question to you, what command should I write to delete electronics? It's a directory, and the second point is it has a file inside called phone. I'll go ahead and pause this video for 10 seconds and type your command in the comment section. I will check every one of them. Of course, if you said rm -rf for electronics, that's correct. Now I can also do it again for fruits, rm -rf for fruits. That's very correct. Now you can confirm with an ls, and you see they are all gone. In fact, I'm going to delete food to rm food. Good, excellent. By your screen. Use rm-rf when it's like a directory and there's stuff inside. For example, the directory was electronics and the stuff inside was a phone, so that would help. But if it's just a regular file, you can just do rm and you should be good to delete that. So the next thing is I'm going to teach you how to download files from the internet. So the command is wget, and remember your machine has to have access to the internet. How can you know that? If you look right here, you can clearly see that I have a network adapter that's up and running. So the next thing we are going to do is Mama the record.